I'm getting tired. A week and a day into the new year, we're at 4 homicides, 2 due to gun violence. If I'm going to be the mayor that comes out here and talks about what a wonderful job, I'm going to be that same guy that's going to look into the camera and say, we have a problem. However, it ain't no need to finger point. You know, when it's a shooting or an unfortunate death, you hear stuff like, where's the mayor? I'm where I'm supposed to be. Marty Small is not out there pulling the trigger. Marty Small don't got the battery in these young boys' back. Marty Small is not whispering a voice in anybody's ear saying, shoot. My job as mayor is to give our police department the necessary tools to succeed and basically call in parents out to get their kids more involved. And trust me, I said that the Atlantic City kids won't pay a dime for anything. What I don't like is people who politicize shootings and murders. Shootings and murders by wanting Marty Small to fail, by trying to turn the people against Marty Small. One thing about the real people in Atlantic City, they know the deal and the drill. And they can smell bullshit a mile away. This is my city. But you know the saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And I expect that from political opportunists, you know, political enemies. I expect that. But I don't expect it from my own police department. The PBA union sent out a press release saying, in light of the recent murders and shootings, the time is now that we need more cops. To make matters worse, they call the superintendent's office and say, y'all are holding up us hiring cops. And that's not the case. I'm going to call people out for politicizing shootings and murders. I'm going to call the police union out too. That's a game that y'all don't want to play. Shame on you for playing games and politicizing murders here in the great city of Atlantic City. The whole anti-violence team and the whole re-entry team is having a press conference. In Atlantic City now isn't time to point the finger. That's not leadership. Be a part of the solution. It's not my fault. It's not re-entry's fault. And it's not anti-violence. Crimes and murders will still happen. I still got my foot on the gas. I'm constantly talking. We can't let up. We as citizens and more, we are captivating the whole community. And and trust me, I'm gonna have to sit down for this one. We're gonna talk about jobs and city jobs at that. This ain't no negative live. This is a tell the truth live. And if residents want to hold me accountable, I'm gonna hold you accountable too. Let me explain something. I'm flattered, and I'm gonna say it again. Everybody cannot, I repeat, everybody cannot be on the city's payroll. The truth of the matter is, we've gotten more people jobs outside of City Hall than in City Hall. You know, I don't really pay attention to the negativity. People send me stuff all the time. And I often had a habit of saying that myself, Marty Small, I can look in the camera and honestly say, I don't owe anybody anything. The mayor is the appointing authority, meaning I'm the only one that can hire and fire. I don't owe you anything. The city of Atlantic City doesn't owe you anything. Just because you know me doesn't mean that you get a job. I know the world. It's my responsibility. But for people to think that someone owes them anything and or they feel entitled because you live in the city, it don't work that way. Everybody can't work for the city. And the people that I needed to take care of has been taken care of. And just because you voted for me doesn't mean that you get a job. You voted for me because maybe you thought I was the best person for the job. You know the slogan that we adopted: we live, we lit, we outside. Atlantic City gonna be lit this weekend. Hey, white chocolate. Obviously, the people of Atlantic City know my character. Would they elect a criminal?
I like Marty Small. I've been a Marty Small supporter.
If you understood our culture, you would know what dirty money means.
This is AC Primetime Radio.
It's definitely racist.
It's AC Primetime Radio. acprimetime.com. Marty's going to work on this problem. You know how ATVs and motorcycles are taking over the city, like motorcycle gangs? That's only going to get worse. Only if our local news reporters actually paid attention.
I want to say that I am not aware of what Mayor was talking about. I don't know anything about the Callaway situation.
Google it.
I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying that's on you. That's all. That's all.
Well, be a responsible journalist and find out.
Fair enough.
But it all comes from a mayor who he was with his lovely bride-to-be, Laquetta. They were having a discussion, a conversation. Don't you always kind of like pause when somebody says, listen, we have to stop and have a conversation? It's not going to turn out good. Conversation means you're going to sit down, shut up, and listen to me talk. That's what Marty always does. He always wins, especially when he's out on a date with his bride-to-be. Laquetta.
I had a baseball bat and a sprained ankle, and at the time, my fiance, now my wife, was living in Mays Landing Village, and we was having a discussion, and then the property manager came out there, and lo and behold, when I opened the trunk, the bat fell out, and then they tried to make her say that I hit her. You know what goes on in certain areas in Atlantic County. Don't play stupid.
Marty, what do you think was happening out there in Atlantic County?
It's definitely racist.
Okay. A baseball bat fell out, but we vote for this guy. We fucking vote for this guy.
Well, there he is. Mayor Marty Small is with us for Mayor Marty Small Monday.
It's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. Can we say great day?
Great day, Mayor.
We have an emergency that needs your attention, and jumped on a Zoom. I seen employees from the MUA on there. They proceeded to tell us that they just got the notification from DEP. Knowing the great city of Atlantic City, been raised here my whole life, I woke up MUA. I said, look, if I know Atlantic City like I know Atlantic City, everybody needed water, so water was, slim to none. Mayor Small knew about this emergency Friday morning, but I sat on my hands and I didn't tell the residents of Atlantic City until Friday night. I said, well, let's wait until later this afternoon and correct information out. And they want to do everything in their power to destroy this administration. Hello?
I'm sorry, Mayor. When it comes to the water.
Yes, City Council appoints members of the MUA. So every time something happens in Atlantic City, I'm getting blamed as we speak. So I get it, but at the end of the day, if people are going to, put the blame, I'm a big boy. I've been through crisis before. I've been through situations. Like I said, I'm the same mayor that led this city flawlessly through the COVID pandemic. I'm the same mayor making sure that the city was safe as possible. And through my leadership the next day, the anti-Marty Small crowd, which is very little. And look, we're just going to keep doing what we can do and, continue to do the great job that we're doing, because the residents tell me they don't live here. It don't matter what they think, and tell the public that the violence is down, violent crimes are down, the shootings are down, the murders are down. I'm going to be the same one to stand in front of you and say, I was on the front line. Can we say great day? I was on the front line. I'm a highly educated man. Can we say great day? Pulling the trigger. We have an anti-violence program who works behind the scenes. When a shooting happens, nobody's in nobody's head telling them to do it. So you can't tell. In the first week of 2024, we have 4 murders. The anti-violence team. And look, if you have a department of 500 or 1,000. There's still going to be violence. Listen, I'm a highly educated man. I could do anything I want. I can do, and one more time. Can we say great day? I set the tone and energy that we was having an anti-violence unit. I came out and said, we're not going to stop all the crime. I'm not surprised by anything. Unreal. It's unimaginable, because let me tell you one thing. All right, and this administration is addressing all of those problems. We have a plan. I'm a guy that likes to make things happen at a snap of a finger. Yes, I'm excited. Look, I got to be blunt, but I just feel that it's a little bit disingenuous, and I said this to the casinos. Is disingenuous. Please be patient. Give me a drum roll.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to use the symbol. This morning, to spend the money, $10,349,444. Get this. Why is that important? And I'm just excited. At the end of the day, we have some people who know nothing about traffic counts or safety assessments. This administration will continue to put the taxpayers first. Yes, and let me just say this. So once again, and again, like I said at that press conference on Tennessee Avenue, we were told a couple weeks ago that. But you want to know something? I find it disingenuous. Here it comes.
All right.
What do you see?
I see a cemetery.
All of these things, we know what the problems are in Atlantic City. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see. We're doing something about it. And like I said, I'm going to take a bow. Can we say great day?
The Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office said that they found no wrongdoing of anything, and any parent can give their child permission to sleep in the bed with another adult. During the campaign, he made up a term called the Child Molester Protector. We sued him because of the statements that he made that someone was brutally raped in my home. Again, child pornography is bad, but he wasn't accused of molestation. So where did the term rape come from?
Wow.
I'm Mr. Marty to the community. That's a serious situation, and to accuse someone, and then my history of children. My wife, she's the principal of Atlantic City High School. My wife reported her own cousin. Nothing about sexual innuendos or anything. She was just saying that she thought the relationship was inappropriate, that he was spending time with the kid off school hours with the parents' permission, might I add, and that's documented as well. The school board solicitor said my wife followed all the rules.
Something that happened in your home, allegedly.
My wife's cousin, stayed with us in college, and, a couple years after, there was an allegation of child pornography, which he pleaded guilty for with the FBI. I'm the city council president at the time, and I'm the mayor now. Don't you think if there was a sniff of something, quote, happening in my home, and or my wife and I were involved? The bottom line is this. We sued the individual because he's an FBI wire-wearing snitch.
Yeah, I might give Duncan to your people. Like, why y'all letting Marty get his hands dirty?
Listen, there's some bad people that's trying to take over Atlantic City, and we can't allow that as a people. Made up a term called the Child Molester Protector. The Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office said that they found no wrongdoing of anything, and any parent can give their child permission to sleep in the bed with another adult. The Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office said that they found no wrongdoing of anything, and any parent can give their child permission to sleep in the bed with another adult.
Thank you. Hope you can hear me. Matt Rogers. I currently serve as the local president of PBA 24. We represent the rank and file police officers here in town. I'm up here for two reasons. The first one, good. Second one, not so good. The first one, thank you, Mayor. You opened up the PDA mini convention that's held here every year in Atlantic City. It's a tradition started a couple administrations ago. We appreciate you keeping it going. We hope you keep it going forward. Moving past, unfortunately, some comments were made on social media. Understanding the context of it, I kind of get it. Unfortunately, a lot of members that I represent are kind of outside the political surf a whirlwind, they might not get it. It's a tough thing for them to read or hear about, especially if it's secondhand or maybe just a screenshot seeing it afterwards. It's a tough time for us over the last couple of years. We've been dealing with the state. We tried very hard to get on a good footing with previous administrations and current administrations and future administrations. We want to get away from the bad old days where we're butting heads with the mayor, the city council. It's just not where we want to be. We have enough problems with the state. We tried to get beyond that. For the past 2 years or so, the guys out there working every day, not me, are really feeling underappreciated by and large by everyone we've dealt with. It seems like if an old lady's walked across the street up in Camden, it's on the front page of every major newspaper, and they're all getting awards. Down here, you look at the body camera system, the early warning system, what we've done with DIA complaints, and just the stoppability rates of our detectives. And the guys going out there each and every day, back when they're getting paid once a month, back when they just slashed up a contract. A lot of other towns, you've seen just guys walk off and leave. We haven't had mass exodus. We haven't had what the state police were preparing us to do. It's just a lack of appreciation that we felt overall, and this is just the latest example. I understand family members, law enforcement, and like I said, I get the context. It's just, in law enforcement, we get it. Social media breaks a lot of guys. It's something is said on there and it's taken wrong, and it's rang with it. And I hope it's not what your true intentions were, and I really hope it's not what this city council feels behind those comments. I'd be remiss if I didn't come up here and speak on it publicly. I was getting a lot of calls on it. Hopefully we can put that behind us and move on. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for giving me this time, and thank you for the job you guys all do. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Glenn Crowder.
Glenn Crowder, Chapter 66 in Hamilton. We had our midwinter conference at Resorts, and they had the commanders from Connecticut, Delaware, and New Jersey. We also had the state conference in Trenton, the DEC. Air Force activated me a year and gave me a medical discharge. It took me 10 years to get my pension. Now I work with the veterans to try to help them get their pension, so it won't be 10 years. So, that's basically what I'm trying to do. Any questions?
No, thank you for your service. Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, if I could, brief to Matt Rogers. Oh, okay. Let me just say, Matt, 3 things real quickly. Since Chief White has taken over the police department, I think we've all noticed a dramatic increase in the internal affairs complaints and complaints period. I can remember a time before I came on council.
Decrease.
Yeah, decrease. Want to make sure you listen. A dramatic decrease. I can remember before I came on council, watching council meetings where the line was from that podium back to where Steve Young is about people making complaints about the police. And that is not perfect, obviously, because there's no situation dealing with humans that's perfect, but it's a big, big change in the positive direction. I've seen that. When Jimmy Chan and Jesse Kirsten and I came on council, we got a orientation from the monitor then, Ed Sassadelli, and he showed us the present thing that things are not done as they should be done properly to speak in that manner. But I think in general, I think we have to say, any fair observer has to say that in the last recent years, that the situation with the police and the community in Atlantic City is greatly, greatly improved. And regardless of that, the men and women in the Atlantic City Police Department deserve credit for putting their lives on the line every day, regardless of the situation. And you do that, and I think we realize that. Maybe we don't say it enough, but I know this council person realizes, and I believe my colleagues realize the danger that you face every day.
Yeah. Rodney Marshall.
They don't want it. I don't think they got here, man. What do you think?